audience too. Anyway. Hello, my name is Francesca Escalante and I'll be making Avicultural Pride. What I learned is that it is never too late to learn. Take your time and honor it. A quote from Sheena Nobulinga. For this year's top 100 creators of time, Enoch and Kugakoi's woman named Sheena Nobulinga, who has a following of 4.4 billion followers on TikTok. To get to know more about her life, we'll learn about her early life, sharing her Inuit culture, and her advocacy on Indigenous people. Let's dive into it. In her earlier years, this article, Canadian student and Inuit activist, written by Putro, explains that Sheena Nobulinga was born in the year of 1998 in Canada, more specifically in a town called Nunavik. Afterwards, Sheena and her mother moved to Montreal when she was just 4 years old, where she currently resides. Sheena is 27 years old with a degree in business management and was in the Inuit Studies program. Sheena grew up with her culture, experiencing it with her mother Caroline, what also goes by Kayula. At the age of 7, she had the opportunity to learn throat singing, a rare practice in the Inuit community. Sheena also got to grow up with Inuit cuisine. In her Instagram, she shares that one of her favorite fruits to enjoy is raw beluga, narwhal, cloudberries, Arctic char, and caribou, animals that are native to the Arctic region. Now that we know a little about Sheena, but to understand her better, let's dive into her culture. Sheena has shared most of her culture online. Her content ranges from tools, clothing, and traditions. In one of her Instagram reels, she shares information about a knife called an ulu. It appears to have a metal crescent shape, and the handle will traditionally be made of either wood, antler, ivory, or bones. Sheena also explains how it was traditionally used by women, where it was for sewing, skinning, cooking, or cutting hair. Furthermore, it serves as a traditional heirloom where each generation of women get handed one. She claims that in her culture, quote, it's a part of a woman's identity. A big part of her identity as an Inuit content creator is their traditional clothing. In the article, this Inuit folk singer is bringing cultural pride to TikTok by Vogue. She shares an interlude questions that her mother, Caroline, makes clothing for her. Some of the articles of clothing would be consists of mittens, parkas, hats, and boots, where they are made for the harsh winters in the northern regions of Canada. Sheena claims in the article that making Inuit clothes is a rare art form passed down from generation to generation. Another special aspect of her culture is throat singing. Remember how I mentioned it earlier? Well, according to Portrell, Caroline and Sheena released an album called Mother and Daughter Throat Sing, singing to represent their community. Sheena has always mentioned that throat singing with her mom was something that made them closer and, quote, always natural to me. Additionally, Vogue simplified of throat singing was between two women. To compete, they would either make grunting noises that resemble the sounds of nature and see which one lasts longer. So, to follow on my next point, one of the reasons why I chose Sheena Nobulinga for my speech is due to her activism on Indigenous people. She had advocated on the Indigenous homeless population, the forced relocation of Greenlandic children in Denmark, and the issues surrounding Indigenous women suffering from violence. In an article by Docido called Sheena Nov Inspires Change on Homelessness, informs of her attendance at the 2025 Canadian Alliance to End Homeless National Conference, bringing light on the struggles of Indigenous people. She also blamed the issue on, quote, the country's colonial history and systemic inequities. Sheena reminds the audience that having compassion can lead to future long-term changes in an overlooked community. In one of her Instagram posts, she shares a video of an indigenous woman having her baby taken away by Denmark authorities after 2 years of giving birth. Not 2 years, pardon me, 2 hours. Showing one of the instances of the government's bias towards the parenting methods of Greenlandic natives, relying on a test that wasn't culturally inclusive to Inuit traditions. Sheena expresses that this is, quote, the erasure of our language, traditions, and connection to our children, all under the pretense of help. Lastly, she raised around 12,000 of basic needs for Indigenous women in shelters, many who've been victims of violence. Sheena had always spoke about the femicides and disappearances the women have faced, having a rate of 12 times the violence higher than non-Indigenous women in Canada. Now that we are at the end of learning about Sheena Novalinga, let's recap. She is a content creator based in Montreal who has lived her life surrounded by the rich but rare culture of Inuit people, experiencing key memories of throat singing with her mom at a very young age. Now that she has grown, she has completed her studies and share her content on social media, not just for fun, but to share, advocate, and inform the world about the injustices against her marginalized community, raising thousands of dollars, doing her part in making sure that her people are being represented, but also showing the beauty of what her Inuit culture offers. That is the end of my speech. Okay, let me end it. How do I end it again?